Hello friends, welcome to JavaScript learning series. In this video, we are going to learn about array reduce method in JavaScript. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The reduce method executes a user supplied reducer callback function on each element of array in order to passing in a return value from the calculation on the preceding element. The final result of running the reducer across all the elements of the array is a single value. So let's understand this definition by some example. So before going for the example, let's see the syntax of reduce function, and after that we'll take an example to understand this definition. Like map method and the filter method, reduce method also take the callback function as an argument, but there is a difference between the syntax of that definition of that callback function in case of reduce method as compared to the map method and the filter method. So let's see the difference. So in this callback function, if you remember, in the map method and in the filter method, we have one element that is called the element which represent the current element, but before that here we have one more argument called accumulator. I am referring here as a ACC. The next argument will be the element, and the remaining two arguments are the optional argument like map and filter, index and array, which represent the this particular array on which the reduce is going to call. And here we have one more argument apart from this callback method, which will be the initial value. That can be either a number, string, or object, whatever. It's up to you, like on which kind of reduce you want to execute. So for now I am taking it as a 0. So this is the expression for the reduce method. Now let's take one example. Let's say I have one variable, one array, 1 2 3 4 5. Now using reduce method I want to have the total of all the array elements. So let's try const result equal to num dot reduce. Here we have the callback function where ACC represent the accumulator, remaining is the element, and I am not using here index and the array as I am not going to use it. After that, this method, and here we have the initial value 0 because we are going to have the total, so it should be the integer. Now there is one thing that you need to note is always the whatever the callback function we have in the reduce method, it should return some value based on the provided initial value. So here there is an integer, so I am returning ACC plus element. So when this callback function is going to call for each of the elements, and for the first time ACC would be the 0 as the initial value is 0 and the element would be 1. Next time when this will call, ACC is going to be the 0 plus 1 is equal to 1 and the element would be 2. So similarly this is going to execute and we'll got the result of the total of all the elements. So if you want, we can console just to check what would be the ACC value and the element value. Now let's clear the console and console dot log console the result. Okay. So if you can see, we have the total 15, 5 plus 4 9 plus 1 10 plus 3 13 plus 2 15. So here you can see first time the ACC is going to be 0, which is the initial value. Now again I will show you after changing the initial value, so that it will be clear that ACC is always going to be the initial value for the first element, and this is the first element, and the 0 plus 1 is 1, so ACC is going to be 1, and this is the 2 and 3 3. So now let's change the value, initial value to 10. So it is total is going to be 25. Let's run the code. So if you can see here, we have the initial value 10. The ACC is going to be the 10 for the first element. The one thing that you need to note is, like, reduce is always going to return only the single value, irrespective of, like, it is not like a map or filter, where the map and filter is going to return a new array based on the, either it is a filter or either it is a map. So but in case of reduce, it is always going to return a single, whether it is the object or the number or the string, based on whatever the operations you are going to perform in the callback function. It is that reduce function is going to return. Yeah, I hope so. Reduce method is clear now. So see you guys on the next video with some other topic. Till then, happy programming.